Hello, everyone, and welcome to the English Practice Podcast. Today, we are going to talk about my house, a very common and useful topic in English. Talking about your house helps you describe your daily life, rooms, furniture, and activities at home. Even beginners can speak clearly using short sentences and familiar words, and it is a great way to practice English in everyday conversations. A good place to start is to explain where you live. You can say, I live in a house or I live in an apartment. You can also add details to make your sentences more interesting. I live in a small house in the city, or I live in a big apartment near the park and my school. These details help the listener imagine your home and make your description more complete. Next, it is helpful to talk about the rooms in your house. For example, my house has 3 rooms, or I have a bedroom, a kitchen, and a living room. You can describe them in more detail. The living room is big and bright, with a comfortable sofa and a TV, or my bedroom is small but cozy, with a bed, a desk, and a chair. Simple adjectives like big, small, cozy, bright, and comfortable help your sentences sound natural. It is also good to mention what is in each room. For example, in the kitchen, there is a table, 4 chairs, and a fridge, or in the living room, there is a sofa, a TV, and a small table. You can add small details about objects you like. I like the lamp in my bedroom because it is very bright, or my sofa is soft, and I like sitting there to read books. These details make your description personal and interesting. Another idea is to talk about your garden, balcony, or outdoor spaces if you have them. For example, I have a small garden with flowers, or I have a balcony where I drink coffee in the morning. You can also describe activities you do outside. I water the flowers every day, or I sit on the balcony and read books in the evening. Finally, describing your house is a great way to practice vocabulary for rooms, furniture, and daily life. You can explain clearly where things are, what your favorite places in the house are, and what you do in each room. By practicing this topic, you will feel more confident speaking about your home in English and sharing personal information in conversations. We will talk about your bedroom and the activities you do there. The bedroom is a very important room because it is where you sleep, relax, study, or spend time alone. Talking about your bedroom helps you practice vocabulary for furniture, personal items, and daily routines, and it is easy for beginners to describe using short and clear sentences. A simple way to start is to describe the furniture in your bedroom. For example, I have a bed in my bedroom, or there is a desk and a chair in my room. You can also add details about each item. My bed is big and comfortable, or my desk is small but perfect for studying. Short descriptive sentences like these make your English natural and easy to understand. Next, you can talk about your personal items and things you like. For example, I have a lamp on my desk, or I have some books and my computer on the desk. You can also add, I like my lamp because it is very bright, or I enjoy reading the books in my bedroom in the evening. This makes your description more personal and interesting. It is also good to describe activities you do in your bedroom. For example, I sleep in my bedroom at night, or I study in my room every afternoon. You can add details. I study in my bedroom and listen to music while I work, or I sleep in my bed and read a book before I go to sleep. Using simple verbs like sleep, read, study, and listen helps beginners talk about daily routines. Another idea is to talk about how your bedroom feels or why you like it. For example, my bedroom is quiet and cozy, or I feel happy and relaxed in my room. You can also add small details. I like my bedroom because it is my favorite place to rest after school or work. These sentences help you express feelings while practicing descriptive English. Finally, describing your bedroom is a great way to practice furniture vocabulary. Verbs for daily activities and adjectives to describe rooms. You can explain clearly what is in your room, what you do there, and how it makes you feel. This helps you speak confidently and naturally about your home. We will talk about the living room and the activities you do there. The living room is usually the largest room in a house and a space for spending time with family, relaxing, or welcoming guests. Talking about the living room helps you practice vocabulary for furniture, common objects, and daily activities while using simple English sentences. A good way to start is to describe the furniture in the living room. For example, there is a sofa in the living room, or we have a coffee table and 2 chairs. You can also add details. The sofa is very soft and comfortable, or the coffee table is small and wooden. Using short adjectives like soft, big, small, and comfortable makes your sentences easy to understand and natural. Next, you can talk about other objects in the room. For example, there is a TV on the wall, or we have a bookshelf with many books. You can also describe why you like them. I like the TV because I watch my favorite shows, or I enjoy reading the books from the shelf in the evening. These simple sentences give personal details that make your description interesting. It is also helpful to describe activities you do in the living room. For example, I watch TV with my family, or we sit on the sofa and talk every evening. You can add more detail. We sometimes play board games on the coffee table, or I drink tea and read a book in the living room on weekends. These sentences show daily life and shared activities clearly. Another idea is to mention guests or visitors. For example, when friends visit, we sit in the living room and talk, or we have a small party in the living room sometimes. Adding details like this helps beginners practice using simple verbs and common phrases in conversations about home life. Finally, describing the living room is a great way to practice furniture, daily activities, and simple English sentences. By explaining what is in your living room, what you do there, and who you spend time with, you can speak clearly and naturally about one of the most important spaces in your house. We will talk about the kitchen and the activities you do there. The kitchen is one of the most important rooms in a house because it is where you prepare food, eat meals, and sometimes spend time with family. Talking about the kitchen helps you practice vocabulary for appliances, furniture, food, and daily routines in simple English sentences. A good way to start is to describe the main furniture and appliances. For example, there is a fridge in the kitchen, or we have a table and 4 chairs. You can also add details. The fridge is big and white, or the table is wooden, and we eat breakfast there every morning. Short descriptive sentences like these make your English clear and easy to understand. Next, you can talk about what you do in the kitchen. For example, I eat breakfast in the kitchen, or I help my parents cook dinner. You can add more detail. I help my mom prepare vegetables and set the table for dinner, or I drink coffee in the kitchen every morning before school. These sentences show daily life activities step by step. It is also helpful to describe small objects or tools you use. For example, there is a microwave on the counter, or we have some plates, cups, and knives in the kitchen. You can also say, I like the kettle because it is very fast and makes good tea, or I always wash the dishes after breakfast. These simple sentences allow beginners to practice vocabulary and daily verbs. Another idea is to talk about special moments in the kitchen. For example, on weekends, my family eats lunch together in the kitchen, or we sometimes bake cakes and cookies for dessert. You can add small details. We bake chocolate cake and decorate it with cream. It is very fun and delicious. Sharing these moments makes your English more personal and lively. Finally, talking about the kitchen is a great way to practice verbs, furniture, and appliance vocabulary, and daily routines. You can explain what you do, what is in the kitchen, and how you spend time there. By practicing this topic, you will be able to describe your daily life and your home more confidently in English. We will talk about the bathroom and the routines you do there every day. The bathroom is an important room because it is where you get ready in the morning, clean yourself, and take care of personal hygiene. Talking about the bathroom helps you practice vocabulary for objects, daily routines, and simple verbs in English. A good way to start is to describe what is in the bathroom. For example, there is a sink and a mirror in the bathroom, or we have a shower and a toilet. You can also add details. The mirror is above the sink, or the shower is big and warm. These short descriptive sentences make it easy for beginners to explain what they see. Next, you can talk about morning routines in the bathroom. For example, I brush my teeth every morning, or I wash my face before breakfast. You can also add a little detail. I brush my teeth and then comb my hair before school. Using simple verbs like brush, wash, and comb helps beginners describe daily activities clearly. It is also helpful to describe evening routines. For example, I take a shower in the evening, or I wash my face and hands before bed. You can add details. I take a shower and put on my pajamas, or I brush my teeth again and go to sleep. Short step-by-step sentences are easy to remember and practical for daily conversations. Another idea is to talk about small objects or items you like in the bathroom. For example, I like my colorful towels, or I like my toothbrush because it is soft. You can also describe other things. There is a soap, shampoo, and a small basket for towels. Simple vocabulary and adjectives make your description more interesting. Finally, describing the bathroom and your daily routines is a great way to practice common verbs, vocabulary, and time sequences. You can explain what you do in the morning, afternoon, or evening, and how you use objects in the bathroom. By practicing this topic, you will speak more confidently about your home and personal life in English. We will talk about special rooms in your house, like a study, playroom, or hobby room, and what you do there. Not every house has these rooms, but they're fun to describe because you can talk about hobbies, work, or activities you enjoy. Talking about these rooms helps you practice vocabulary for furniture, objects, and daily actions in simple English. A good way to start is to describe the room and its purpose. For example, I have a study where I do my homework, or there is a playroom for my little brother. You can also add more detail. The study is small but quiet, and I like to read books there, or the playroom has many toys, and my brother enjoys playing with his friends. Short sentences like these are easy for beginners and give clear information. Next, you can talk about the furniture and objects in the room. For example, there is a desk and a chair in my study, or the playroom has a small table and colorful shelves. You can also describe your favorite items. I like my desk because it is big and has many drawers, or I like the toy car in the playroom because it is fast and fun. These simple details make your description personal and interesting. It is also helpful to describe activities you do in the room. For example, I study English and do homework in my study, or my brother plays with blocks and dolls in the playroom. You can add small details. I sometimes listen to music while I study, and it helps me concentrate, or he invites his friends, and they play games together. Simple verbs like study, play, read, listen, and work are easy for beginners and very common in daily conversation. Another idea is to mention how the room feels or why you like it. For example, the study is quiet and comfortable, or the playroom is colorful and fun. You can also add, I like my study because it is peaceful and I can concentrate well, or I enjoy the playroom because it makes me happy to see my brother play. These sentences help you describe feelings and add personality to your description. Finally, talking about special rooms is a great way to practice vocabulary for rooms, furniture, objects, and activities. You can explain what you do, who uses the room, and why it is important. By describing every room in your house, from the bedroom, living room, kitchen, and bathroom to special rooms, you can speak confidently and clearly about your home in English. This concludes our episode on my house. Practicing all the rooms and activities in your house will help you describe your daily life naturally and confidently in English.
Leave a comment under this video and one of you will get 40 English lessons for free.